안녕하세요. 오피가 알려주는 민성입니다. 오늘은 영화보기 2부 영상이고요. 7문제 중에서 나머지 3문제 다뤄보도록 하겠습니다. 기억에 남는 영화, 영화 장르 선호도의 변화, 영화 산업의 주요 이슈 이렇게 3문제 답변해보도록 하겠습니다. 바로 시작하겠습니다.
Please tell me about the most memorable movie you have seen. What was the movie about? Who was in it? Why was it memorable?
Should I choose just one most memorable movie that I've ever seen? That's a tough question because there are so many movies that I adore. Well, let me think. Okay, among them, today I would like to talk about the movie Inside Out. Inside Out is an animated film about a young girl named Riley and her emotions. Riley's emotions, which are joy, sadness, fear, anger, and something like that, are personified and live in her mind. The movie shows how these emotions guide her through life. The movie was so memorable because it beautifully explains complex emotions in a way that's easy to understand. It was really touching and funny at the same time. It made me laugh, cry, and think deeply about how our feelings shape our experiences. The animation is stunning, and the creative way they depicted the mind and memories is just brilliant. It's a movie that stayed with me long after I watched it. Inside Out is a film that both kids and adults can enjoy and learn from. I'm planning to watch it again someday. If you haven't watched this movie yet, I absolutely recommend giving it a shot.
How your taste in movies changed over time. Tell me about the changes in your tastes in movies over the past few years. How are the movies you enjoy now different from those in the past? Please explain in as much detail as possible.
You know, my taste in movies has really changed over the past few years. To get straight to the point, my movie preference has changed from fantasy movies to realistic movies. Let me tell you in detail. In the past, I used to be all about fantasy movies. I loved getting lost in magical worlds with dragons, wizards, and epic adventures. Movies like The Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter were my absolute favorites. There's something so captivating about those imaginary worlds and the stories they tell. But lately, I've found myself drawn more to realistic movies. Now, I enjoy films that are grounded in real life and explore everyday human experiences. I like movies that deal with real emotions and situations. Those films feel more relatable and often leave me thinking about them long after they're over. I realized realistic movies can be just as powerful and moving as fantasy ones, but in a different way. So yeah, while I still enjoy a good fantasy flick every now and then, I find myself reaching for those more realistic stories that reflect real life. It's interesting how our tastes can evolve over time, isn't it?
I'd like to know about a major issue or concern affecting the movie industry these days. What is the issue? How is it affecting the lives of people? What needs to be done to address this issue? Please explain in detail.
That's a rather tough question. I've never thought about the issue in the movie industry before. Let me think. I guess I could say that one major issue affecting the movie industry these days is the impact of streaming services. You know, platforms like Netflix, Disney Plus, and Amazon Prime have changed the way we consume movies. While it's great that we can watch so many films from home, it's also causing some problems. First, movie theaters are struggling. With more people choosing to stay home and stream movies, theaters are seeing fewer customers, which means less revenue. Second, the rise of streaming has changed how movies are made and distributed. There's a huge focus on producing content quickly to keep subscribers entertained. Sometimes, this rush can lead to a decrease in the quality of movies. To address this issue, I think that there needs to be a balance. Theaters need support, and streaming services should focus on quality over quantity. In conclusion, while streaming has brought a lot of convenience, it's important to find ways to support theaters and maintain high standards in movie production. That's how I see it. 네, 영상 잘 확인하셨나요? 긴 영상 시청해주셔서 감사드리고요. 스크립트는 댓글을 통해 남겨둔 네이버 블로그 링크를 통해 확인하실 수 있습니다. 저는 다음에도 유익한 영상으로 찾아뵙겠습니다. 감사합니다.